Hi, I'm Raya.
And I'm Brandon.
And you're watching
More Love with R&B.
Okay. And today we are going to talk about something that we actually deal with.
Yup.
And we've noticed some of you on some of our Facebook groups also deal with. And so we thought it would be important and interesting to talk about it.
And the question of the day is, how long should you not talk when you're mad?
Yeah.
So, we just have a couple of quick points that we're going to shoot to you. And then we're going to let you and your spouse deal with it however you decide to deal with it.
Absolutely.
So, number one. The first thing you need to consider is that someone was hurt.
Yeah.
So, I can say that as a guy, this could be hard sometimes because we like to, when women are upset sometimes, and I use all these terms loosely, they're like, "Oh, you hurt my feelings. My feelings are." And I'm not trying to. I'm trying to make funny something that's very serious.
Yeah.
But a lot of times we're just like, "Oh, come on, yo, like stop being all whatever." And it's like you have to actually consider that something you might have said or did actually hurt somebody. And there are times when us fellas as husbands, we get mad. And the reason we're mad is because we're hurt. Now we like to doctor it all up and just say, "No, go ahead, Joe, I'm alright." It's like, yo, your feelings are hurt. Like, it's okay to acknowledge that. So that's the number one thing to do, is recognize that someone was hurt.
Yeah. And number two, you both should come to an agreement on how much time you need apart. And this is important because the ultimate goal should be reconciliation. And if you are pissed off or you are just like hurt to your very core, depending upon what happened, you may need an hour, a half a day, and depending upon what happened, you may need like a weekend or a week, and be like, look, like
week, yo.
Well, look, for instance, let's say it was infidelity, and you're like, I can't even think with you in the house right now. You take your vows seriously and you don't believe in divorce, but if someone did something huge, you may need a little while. And so I feel like before you put up the wall, before you stop talking, you need to communicate, look, I need space. Give me an hour to process. Give me a day to process. Look, just let me process over the weekend, and then we can come together and try to reconcile. Too short of a time can cause for it to be just not possible to reconcile. Like, I'm still in my feelings, I'm still hurt, so when we come together, all I'm gonna do is be combative because I haven't been able to process my feelings yet. Yeah. But too long of a time apart, not talking, we don't know when this time is gonna pass or whatever, can cause for walls to build, and it'll just be very difficult for you to move forward because too much time has passed since you dealt with the issue.
Right. So the last thing that we'll say is something that I feel like we say often. We say pretty often. I'd say we say it all the time.
Okay.
Do what works for you. Like,
ding, 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 ding.
Yes, let's do that. Do what works for you. So the reason why we say do what works for you is because one of the things that we've learned, and this dates back to like our first. Is it good?
It's good. Kombucha.
It goes back to like our first series of videos, like when we first started. It was called The Best Marriage Advice We Ever Got. And it would be over here, sweetheart. Yeah, there you go. Put your hands right there. Thank you. It's called The Best Marriage Advice We Ever Got. And basically we talk about, you got to do what works for you. Everybody's going to have opinions, even us. Everybody's going to have advice and say, you should do this, you should do that. Bottom line is, let's make it very clear. Before you get mad again, you guys need to lay out the foundation of what it looks like to reconcile.
Yeah.
And you do what works for you. You might say, hey, you know what? When you leave the orange juice out and don't... Like maybe you grew up where that was like a cardinal sin and you just, I can't take it. And your spouse does that exact thing and you're just like, yo, I just need a minute. Yeah. So if like that's your thing, then you say, hey, you know what? I need 20 minutes because I know that you didn't do it on purpose. I love you. You love me. Tell yourself truths, things that are true, and whatever you need to kind of wind down. And somebody else might look at that and be like, yo, that's terribly whack. Like that's silly. Yeah. And it's like, hey, that ain't what worked for you. This is what works for us. So last piece of advice is do what works for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we hope you liked this video.
Yay!
If you did, give it a thumbs up.
Yeah.
And make sure you leave a comment in the comment section.
Yes, please let us know, how do you guys deal with that non-communicating side? You know, the time where it's like, I need a minute. Because some people are like, we can't go to bed mad. And then other people are like, no, I'll give you some time. So tell us what you guys do. Leave it in the comment section below. And if you haven't already,
don't forget to subscribe.
Yes, please.
And we will see you later.
Bye, guys.